All right, Shalom. This is going to be a continuation. Once again, I'm trying to get as many scriptures as I can, so I got to cut this into two parts. For those of you that are new, I'm just letting you know I can't make long lessons like I used to, so I got to cut these into two parts. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. But this is going to be going more about the Lord, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai not being a respecter of persons. Okay, and all throughout the Bible it says that. Okay, the Lord does not play games, especially in the time with Noah and the ark. The Lord eventually got tired of all the wickedness and sent that flood. And so these people that claim that the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, is all love, they don't know the Bible. And they don't know the true God of the Bible, which is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which does not play games. It says a horrific scene. Elderly man killed, two others injured. Now, I talked about in my last lesson, the Lord taught the Lord gives decrees, gives orders out to slay both young and elderly women, elderly men and women as well. It says elderly, it says old and young, and old goes back to elderly. So here it is. You got another elderly man that was killed by a dog. All right, and the scriptures also say the dogs are to tear, the dogs to tear, and we'll go into that as well. I'm gonna have to do a second part on that. I'm gonna do a part on that as well. I'll talk about the dogs as well. So I'll get into that. But look at this horrific scene: elderly man killed, two others injured after West Side dog attack, officials say. And this happened on the 200 block of Defla Street on Depla Street on Friday. Okay, it says a horrific scene unfolded on the West Side Friday after a brutal dog attack claimed an elderly man's life, resulted in two others being hospitalized, according to officials. If this don't make you fear the Lord, I don't know what will, man. This is judgment. These are harsh judgments that the Lord is sending out in these last days. So that's why the Lord's turning all these he's turning these animals against their owners. Well, really, the Lord's the owner of the animal anyway, but the Lord's the one that's turning his animals against the people. He's judging them with his animals, with his pets. Because these animals are really the Lord's. They're not ours. All these German shepherds, pit bulls, and whatever dogs that they own are not theirs. That's the Lord's dogs at the end of the day. And he's showing that. He's showing that these are his animals. Let's go to 2 Kings real quick. Let's get the Blue Letter Bible here. There was here's a good example of that. There was a police officer that actually owned a dog, and I usually don't talk about the story that much, but I remember uploading it on my previous channel. But the story is that the man had a German Shepherd. He was a police officer. Now, I don't know too much about the man himself, but apparently the police officer's German Shepherd turned against him and attacked the police officer. So these animals are the Lord's animals, and he can turn these animals against you. You see, as for judgment. Now, like I said, I don't know about that. I don't know about the man personally, the police officer. Oh, by the way, the German Shepherd killed him. His own German Shepherd killed him. See, a police officer. So the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, this is his animals that he can use for judgment against anybody. See? That's why people are getting attacked by their dogs. Let's go to 2 Kings. And we'll get into that on my next lesson. I'm going to talk about the dogs, because that's in the Bible. The dogs to tear. Talking about actual dogs. 2 Kings 2 and 24. We'll get into it. Let's start here first. So this is going into the time when Elisha was mocked by the little children, little 2/3 Israelite children that were mocking Elisha. All right? And the Lord sent two bears to kill these children. I thought God was all love. See? So the Lord sent two bears to kill these children for mocking Elisha. Amen to the Lord. Let's get into that. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 22. So the waters were healed unto this day, according to the saying of Elisha, which he spake. Elisha was a man of the Lord, and the little children came up to him. All right, and they mocked him. They're two-thirds Israelite children. And the children are disrespectful back then, and they're disrespectful today. Just like back then in the ancient world. 2 Kings 2:28. And he went up from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came I butchered that. They came forth little children out of the city and mocked him. Yeah, they were making fun of him. They were calling him bald head. They mocked Elisha, and the Lord sent two bears. Now, why am I getting this? Well, because it shows you that the Lord is not a respecter of persons. He literally sent bears to kill these children for mocking Elisha, man. Showing you that the God of the Bible doesn't play games. That's the point I'm getting at. We have to be retaught again. We were taught that God was all love. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is not all love. He does not play games. He's not a God that plays games, you know. And he went up from thence unto Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him. They mocked Elisha, the little two-thirds Israelite children. Just like today, we got the same children that act up. They just like the children back then. They're disrespectful. And it's usually the children that be up late at night, the ones that be out late at night with no parent guiding them or watching them. You know, they'll be the ones early in the morning out and about with nobody watching them. See? So there were little disrespectful children back in the ancient world. See? Proof right there, just like today. And there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said, Go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head. So they were calling Elisha bald head. You know, mocking him. And what did the Lord do because they were mocking him? Let's go to verse 24. And he turned back and he looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's just like us in this truth. Anybody who mocks us, we curse them in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. And what did the Lord do because Elisha cursed them in the name of the Lord? What did the Lord do? And there came forth two she-bears. Now these are actual bears. Actual bears. And she-bears. So there were two female bears. And you know the female bears are usually the biggest ones too. The ones that protect their cubs. Those big bears. She-bears. Female bears. And two she-bears out of the wood and tear 42 children of them. So the Lord sent bears to kill these children that were mocking Elisha. It still goes back to the question I was asking, why are these Christians saying that God is all love? So Yahweh Shemel Shai is not a respecter of persons, and he judges no matter what age you are. There's no age limit to the Lord. See that? That's why we got to fear the Lord as well. So he did exactly what Elisha wanted him to do. He called upon the Lord, and the Lord took care of these children for him. All right? That also applies to us. That's why we got to put our trust in the Lord and let him take care of our enemies for us. See? Just like he did with Elisha. He sent bears to take out these children that were mocking him. But anyways, main point I was getting at is the spirit. So the Lord put the spirit on these bears, these two bears. They were she-bears, two female bears, to kill these children. All right, they disrespected Elisha. All right. Now, people that don't understand judgments, they don't understand the Lord's judgments. They're going to say, why? You know, why is this happening? You know, why? They'll say, why is this happening? You know, why is the Lord doing this? Well, the Lord, he put the spirit on, just like he put the spirit on the alligator on my last lesson I talked about to kill the elderly woman. He put the spirit on the dogs to take out this elderly man. So the Lord has control over the animals, period. And he has control over judgment, period. So I'm going to go more onto that on the next lesson. So yeah, man. So the Lord is no respecter of persons. And this is just another account in the Bible where the Lord takes care of his men. Those that are preaching this word, us, of the prophets of Yahweh Shemel Shai. He takes care of us. So that's why we got to put our trust in him. See, all Elisha had to do was call on the name of the Lord. And he called on the name of the Lord. He cursed the kids in the name of the Lord. They didn't think nothing was going to happen to them. And the Lord sent bears to kill them. See, to put them to death. That's in 2 Kings 2:24, man. So Yahweh Shemel Shai sent two bears to take out those children that were mocking Elisha. So the Lord's going to do the same thing with us. whenever somebody bugs us. Just curse them in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, and he'll take care of them. Whether that be with sickness, disease, or that be with them, their car getting into a car crash. The Lord does stuff like that. I've had situations where somebody did this to me. They, put their hands on me, and of course I called in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, and something happened to them. They'll get into an accident or they'll get sick, So the Lord has many ways that he judges our enemies for us. Just like what he did with Elisha. He sent the bears to take out these children that were mocking him. See? The Lord in this lesson is edifying all. And that also shows you that the Lord doesn't care how old they are either. He'll judge them at any age. Man, women, and children. It doesn't matter. See? There were children that he judged. Children that he judged. See? So the Lord doesn't care how old they are. He's no respecter of persons. See? When it comes to the Lord. So the Lord in this lesson is edifying all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.